This is Montana Talks with Aaron Flint.
While some may see it as an olive branch, it's more of a Trojan horse. That great line there. That was a response from Chuck Denowh, representing the United Property Owners of Montana, reacting to this latest news involving the American Prairie Reserve. So quick background for those of you who maybe aren't as familiar with this. So the American Prairie Reserve is this group of radical environmentalists that are funded by foreign billionaires from outside of this country, and some billionaires from inside this country too. But what they're trying to do is kick you off the land. They're trying to shut your small town in Montana down. They're trying to shut your business down. They want to kick the cowboys off the land so they can have their little bison reserve and maybe eventually flip the land over to the government. And so that's the skinny on the APR. They are a threat to our communities. They are a threat to our way of life. They are a threat to our agriculture industry and so much more here in Montana. But, they wanted to have a special perk where they would get year-round grazing on some federal lands here. And the environmentalists would just be appalled if a rancher asked for the same thing for their cattle. But the environmentalists don't care if it's their buddy environmentalist trying to do this for bison. But anyway, now they've reduced the scope of their request. But anyway, here to join us for reaction, Chuck Denowh with the United Property Owners of Montana. Chuck, thanks for calling us here, especially last minute. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Good to talk to you, Aaron.
So, yeah, they're making it sound like they really reduced the scope of their year-round grazing request here, but really they're going from 450 square miles to 94 square miles. That's still 94 square miles, according to the Associated Press.
Really, nothing has changed. Their objective is the exact same as it has been from day one. They want to establish a massive free-roaming bison herd in central Montana, and they want to depopulate an area of several million acres in Montana and destroy those local ranching communities.
Yeah, to me, I think you nailed it with your response here. That because to me, this is just a PR move by APR. And of course, those foreign billionaires can afford a few good PR agents, but that's all this is. This is a PR move. I think. Do you think they anticipated just how strongly Montanans would rise up and reject what they're trying to do here?
No, it's obvious they underestimated the grassroots strength out there from these communities that they're trying to destroy. And frankly, we've really got them on the ropes. But this is really just slowing them down a little bit. They know that their original proposal to the BLM was going to fail, so they've scaled it back to make it look more reasonable. But really, all they want is to set a new precedent here. If they can get the BLM to go along with this new proposal, it sets a precedent that they'll use down the road to expand this to the area they want to control.
And are they still looking for year-round grazing, or do they kind of make some changes on that front as well?
What they really want is to convince BLM to change their policy to allow some other use on these grazing allotments other than agriculture. If you go back to the Taylor Grazing Act, which Congress used to establish these grazing practices across the country, they reserved certain areas for agricultural use. APR is attempting to change that so they can use it for more of a recreational use for the people that fund their group. And we think that's a radical departure from what the BLM should be doing. And no doubt we'd see that used in other parts of the West.
Chuck, I know you grew up on a ranch in eastern Montana. Your family still ranches out in Sidney, Montana. The ranching community gets it. They understand the threat here from the APR. Talk to the people who are maybe sitting at a desk job in an office building in Kalispell or Billings right now, though, and what this threat means to them.
Well, for the communities in the target zone in central Montana, we're talking several million acres here. The APR wants those communities gone. They want to wipe them off the map. And those local communities out there are, what makes Montana so special. We have a unique culture out there in central and eastern Montana, and to lose that, to have it just wiped off the map would be devastating.
Yeah, it clearly would. And I know especially in central and eastern Montana, I mean, so many of those downtown businesses in the bigger towns and cities here in Montana really are based on all that activity that goes on in the rural parts of Montana, whether it's timber, mining, or agriculture, farming and ranching. And so you don't have to be a farmer or rancher yourself to be benefiting from that economic production that's taking place out there. Well, Chuck, I know you've got to run. Chuck Denowh, representing the United Property Owners of Montana. Anything else that you wanted to share with our listeners responding to this latest PR move by the APR?
Well, again, this fight's not over. We're going to continue to work to see this through. We've got a lot of activists out there working to educate Montanans about what the APR has planned for our state, and it's not good. So we're going to continue that fight, and we hope BLM does not see this as some compromise, because really nothing has changed.
All right, Chuck Denowh, thanks for your time this morning. Appreciate having you on the show with us.
Good to talk to you. Bye.
All right.